Assassin's Creed 2. Man, this game was absolutely phenomenal. I haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed series, and I just recently purchased a bunch of the games, and I finally got around to playing through my very first Assassin's Creed game, which is Assassin's Creed 2. Now, I did buy Assassin's Creed 1 a little while ago for the Xbox 360, but I decided to start with Assassin's Creed 2 for a few different reasons. Because, for one thing, it's one of my brother's favorite games, and he's a big Assassin's Creed fan, and it's one of his favorite in the whole entire series, as he was just telling me about how much the Ezio collection is phenomenal, which includes Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. So eventually I'm going to get around to playing Brotherhood and Revelations, but I decided to start with the Assassin's Creed 2. Out of all the Assassin's Creed games that I do have, which I have the Ezio collection, the very first game for the 360, I also purchased Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and I also have Assassin's Creed Mirage, which I actually just decided to start playing. And so far, Mirage is phenomenal. I'm really enjoying it as well. But the main reason why I decided to start with Assassin's Creed 2 was for ease of recording. It's really easy for me to record footage on my PlayStation, whereas with the Xbox it's a little bit more difficult with the 360. And also, I decided to start with Assassin's Creed 2 because I thought, you know what, this will be cool to play through Ezio's story, since from what I've seen online, he's one of the most beloved characters in the entire series. So I decided, you know, what better way to dip my feet in the water with Assassin's Creed than Assassin's Creed 2, one of the best of the entire series. So it definitely exceeded my expectations, and I'm going to talk about that in this video. So I went into this entire series completely blind. I've not seen any videos before playing this game, and I didn't realize that you actually were using Desmond Miles, or playing as Desmond Miles. I guess essentially you are Desmond Miles in this game, reliving Ezio's memories through Desmond Miles to find out the secrets and everything that involves with the Templars and everything. So that was really cool to find out with this game. And I just absolutely loved Ezio as a character. I thought they did a very good job with his character development. I mean, you go from this young man who ends up seeing his family get killed right in front of him, they get hung right in front of him, to, you know, spending 20 years of vengeance for his family members and evolving himself into the master assassin that he is by the end of the game. So, like, right at the start of the game, when you see your family get hung right in front of you, I mean, you can right there feel Ezio's pain in this whole entire sequence, and then you understand. It makes you as the player understand the character and what he's doing a little bit more, and understand why he's doing it. And it just makes his vengeance feel that much better. Every single time you end up killing and taking down a Templar, it just makes it feel that much better after you see his pain he endured through watching his family literally get hung right in front of him, which would be awful for anyone to see. So I just thought they did a really good job with Ezio's character development, and you see him age and change as he grows up through basically the 20-something years that you play through him as, and experience his life in this game. So I just really like him as a character, and I'm super excited to get into Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and see him develop more. Now, I definitely also want to go back and play Assassin's Creed 1 just to experience Altair in that game, because there's quite a few references in Assassin's Creed 2 for Altair. I mean, you can literally go through all the Assassin's tombs and then find all the pieces to unlock his armor, and that was really cool. So I did all that. I got all the pieces I needed to unlock Altair's armor, and there's just a few references. One big flashback that didn't really make much sense to me, coming from just starting with the series with this game, whereas if I played the first game, then of course I maybe would have understood those references. So I definitely want to go back and play the very first game fairly quick here. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the gameplay itself, mainly the combat right now. So the combat in this game is basically you got a sword, you got a small knife or dagger that you can use as well, small weapon, your sword that's your big weapon, and when you're attacking enemies, you can attack them head on, just hit them, you can grab them, or you can counter them and taunt them as well. But I always found that when I was in a big group of enemies, I would just wait for them to make their move and counter them. That was kind of the best way. Otherwise, they would all just pick away at you and take you down. Whereas if you just countered them, then you could take them down much easier in big groups. Whereas if you're on one-on-one and you have the opportunity to just go hit the enemy and attack them head on, then I would always take those attempts like right here where I'm countering him, and then I take my attempt to attack him head on as well. So yeah, once you learn the combat system, it really just feels nice. It works for this game, and it doesn't feel clunky at all. I mean, they really did a good job with the combat system in this game, and I really enjoyed it. There was also throwing knives you could use as well, which was kind of a gimmick. I don't know. I found the throwing knives kind of hard to use. They were probably the most clunky of everything that was in the combat system, but nonetheless, as a whole, I really thought the combat system was well done. And now here is the basement where Altair's armor was being kept. So once you basically ended up getting all the relics from all the assassin's tombs, then you could unlock Altair's armor, which was awesome. That was fun. Those assassin's tombs were a lot of fun to go through in this game because it was basically just like parkour challenges, parkour puzzles to do. And I really liked doing the parkour, climbing up buildings and everything. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun just to run around and basically parkour your way up buildings and along rooftops and everything. I really enjoyed that, and that was one of my favorite things in the game. There's also quite a few other collectibles to find throughout the game as well. The codex pages you need to collect in order to beat the game. You need to get all 30. And then there's also all the viewpoints you can go up to. I believe there was 73. I ended up going up to all the viewpoints in the entire game. And basically with the viewpoints, you just go up to the top of them and then you unlock part of the map. And it really helps just so you can see where in the world you're going and see the entire map once you find all the viewpoints. And it was just fun to also make it to the very top, parkour your way up to the top of a building, and then you would be able to see more of the map. There was also all these feathers you could collect as well. I didn't end up collecting all the feathers, unfortunately. I just found that kind of tedious to try and hunt for them, so I didn't end up going for all the feathers. Don't know what you exactly unlock from collecting all. I believe it was 100 feathers total. So anyways, that was one of the collectibles I didn't really care about, but I did end up finding all the codex pages, and I went through all the assassin's tombs. So those were kind of the main ones that I wanted to do, which was, of course, the assassin's tombs to get Altair's armor, and then the codex pages because I had to, and then the viewpoints were just fun to parkour your way up the buildings and then also get to see more of the map, which was really good as well. There was also these Templar layers in this game as well, which were very similar to the assassin's tombs in the fact that they included a lot of parkour puzzles, and then once you made it to the end, instead of finding a relic that you needed to get Altair's armor, you basically just got a big reward, typically in money, and they were still a lot of fun too. I did all the Templar layers just because I found all the parkour challenges in the Templar layers and the assassin's tombs to be lots of fun. There was also various side quests that you could do, which included assassination contracts, or there was also these races that you could do, and the races were okay. I did a couple of them, but they weren't the most fun. I found them a little bit easy. You basically just race against someone, try and beat their time, parkouring around a certain section of whatever town you were in. And then the assassination contracts, of course, were just as they sound. You were supposed to assassinate a specific target, and they were all right. They got you some good money early on, but once I got far enough into the game and I expanded the villa enough, I really had no use for doing any of these extra side quests, the races, or the assassination contracts. Now, the villa, basically when you expanded it, then you got a bunch of money and you could do upgrades to the entire town, which would include upgrading the shop, while upgrading any of the shops. I guess there's more than one. There's the blacksmith. You could upgrade the bank as well. You could do lots of various different upgrades, and then the more upgrades you did, the more money you would accumulate from the town. So then I just always check back there and grab the money from the chest every so often, and then make more upgrades. And yeah, once I ended up upgrading the villa enough, then it was just like running cash. Like, it was insane the amount of money I was making in the game, and then there was no point in me really honestly doing any of those side quests anymore, or even really looking for extra treasure chests throughout every single town. Like, I was making so much money from the villa that kind of became obsolete, the hunting for chests throughout the town, and then also doing any of those side quests. Now I just want to touch on the different maps, different towns as well. I thought they did a very, very good job with the designs of every single town. They were just different enough that they felt fresh every single time, and they were honestly a lot of fun. Every single time you got to a different town, then it was like a breath of fresh air, and all the new missions and everything that you would have to do was just awesome. And I really, really enjoyed working my way through and getting through all the maps and finding out the secrets of every single area as well. And typically when you went to a different town or city, then you were progressing a few years into the future, so then you were seeing Ezio more mature and more aged every single time you unlocked a new area. And I just really, really thought they did a great job with all the design on everything. Felt just fresh enough. I mean, there was still lots of similarities between each one, but they all felt fresh enough. Different look, different style, different buildings to climb. And yeah, I just thought they did a really, really good job. All the maps were awesome in Assassin's Creed 2. Now, this speech that Ezio did near the end of the game, I just had to include because I thought it was really, really good by the developers to include this in here, because it just sums up basically how Ezio's past 22 years were going. He talks about how he saw his family members die in front of him 22 years ago, and he's just been seeking vengeance for them. And I just thought it was really, really cool to see. You can see his emotion and everything, and they did a great job with this whole scene, including an in-ears speech. And I just really, really enjoyed this. This was a really, really good scene to add in. Really made you feel for the character and understand, this is what Ezio is about. He is about his family. He is about avenging his fallen family. And they did just such a good job writing for this character for this game, and I'm just so excited to play through Brotherhood and Revelations just to see it through even more. Now, at the very end of the game, you make your way to Rome to take down Rodrigo. He's the leader of the Templar Order, and you finally end up taking him down. You've avenged your family, and it's just so good to see throughout the entire game. Ezio was all about getting vengeance for his fallen family, and at the very end of the game you finally see it through, taking down Rodrigo once and for all, the leader of the Templar Order. And this whole final fight was pretty good. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't very difficult by any means, but I don't think any of the combat in Assassin's Creed is meant to be super difficult. It's definitely, the story and all the gameplay as well, the being stealthy, stalking enemies, parkouring your way around to escape enemies, and yeah, the combat wasn't too bad at all in this game either. It's just, I feel like this final fight definitely wasn't nothing crazy with combat or anything, but it was very, very good nonetheless. But yeah, I highly recommend, if you guys are in the same boat as me and you've never played any of the Assassin's Creed games, I highly recommend you pick this one up, give them a try. I really, really enjoyed it. It actually blew away my expectations, and I'm a huge fan of the series now. I'm playing through Mirage now, and then I plan to go back and play through Brotherhood and Revelations. But I just really, really wanted to try out the newest Assassin's Creed, kind of compare how the parkour is, how the gameplay is, the story and everything. And I'm definitely going to do a video on Mirage when I end up beating that game as well. So you guys can look forward to that very shortly. Anyway, after playing this game, I'm definitely invested. Want to play a lot more Assassin's Creed games, and I plan on making more videos on them. So you guys can definitely look forward to those videos in the future. But now I'm going to do like I always do with these videos. I'm going to let the ending of the game play out. So I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. And if you did, leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next one.
Why don't we find out? At last. You can't! You can't! It's my destiny! Mine! I am the prophet!
You never were.
Get it over with, then.
No. Killing you won't bring my family back. I'm done. Nulla è reale. Tutto è lecito. Requiescat in pace.
Prophet, you've played your part. You anger him, but please be silent, that we may commune. Listen. When we were still flesh and our home still whole, your kind betrayed us. We who made you. We who gave you life. We were strong, but you were many, and both of us craved war. So busy were we with earthly concerns, we failed to notice the heavens. And by the time we did, the world burned until naught remained but ash. It should have ended then and there. But we built you in our own image. We built you to survive. And so we did. Few were our numbers, your kind and mine. It took sacrifice, strength, compassion. But we rebuilt. And as life returned to the world, we endeavored to ensure this tragedy would not be repeated. But now, we are dying, and time will work against us. Truth turned into myth and legend. What we built, misunderstood. Let my words preserve the message and make a record of our loss. But let my words also bring hope. You must find the other temples, built by those who knew to turn away from war. They worked to protect us, to save us from the fire. If you can find them, if their work can be saved, so too might this world. Be quick, for time grows short, and guard against the cross, for there are many who will stand in your way. It is done. The message is delivered. We are gone now from this world. All of us. We can do no more. The rest is up to you, Desmond.
What? Who is Desmond? I don't understand. Please, wait. I have so many questions.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh, Doc. Looks like it's just you and me now.
Enjoy your victory, Mr. Miles. Temporary as it is.
Desmond, we have to go!
There you are. Come on. Help Lucy into the van. Hurry, Desmond. We need to go.
You'll have your turn, Desmond. Warren's gonna get what he deserves. I promise.
So what now? Where are we headed?
There's a cabin up north. We should be safe there. At least for a little while. I have to analyze those tapes from your session. Figure out what's happening.
And then what?
Here we go. I've got you all hooked up. Got a long drive ahead of us. Figured you might want to play around with the Animus on the way.
Alright, but I got some questions first. I mean, what the hell was that in the vault?
What you saw proves everything I was afraid of. The Templars aren't our biggest threat. Not by a long shot.
So what, the sun is? What's it gonna do? Cook the Earth?
I doubt it, but I don't know. There's been some speculation that the Earth's magnetic field is weakening. A sufficiently strong flare could flip the poles and cause a geomagnetic reversal. It's all theoretical, but if it happens, the planet could become geologically unstable. Very unstable.
It's meant to be the stuff of pseudoscience, but clearly something catastrophic happened to the people of the first civilization. And that woman, was her name Minerva, was it? She seemed to think we were due for a second round.
So either way, we're fucked.
I don't know yet. We'll keep reviewing the tapes. And you can keep digging through your memories. Maybe there's more to discover.
Alright. Guess I better get started.